Hello friends, this is class 6 English. Today we are going to do lesson 4, an Indian American woman in space, Kalpana Chawla, and this is our lecture 3. Points to be covered in today's class. First of all, summary of the lesson. Kalpana Chawla, an Indian American woman in space, Kalpana Chawla, will be told. Then book exercise will be explained along with the answers. Then there will be discussion of previous homework. Then at last homework will be assigned. Before you read, means before you go further, I would like to explain again that who was Kalpana Chawla and why does she reside in our hearts till date. In 1997, an Indian American, Kalpana Chawla, was part of the international crew aboard the US Space Shuttle Columbia, becoming the first woman born in India to go into space. Sadly, the second mission in Columbia ended in tragedy. So, this is the face of Kalpana Chawla, and she gave a message from her shuttle to the students of Chandigarh from where she passed out. The path from dreams to success does exist. May you have the vision to find it, the courage to get onto it. Wishing you a great journey. So this was the message delivered by Kalpana Chawla, given by Kalpana Chawla to the students of Chandigarh. Now we are going to do summary. I'll explain it to you. Kalpana Chawla was a girl who was born in Karnal, Haryana. It means she was daughter of Karnal or Haryana, where she was born. Later, she was known as Indian American woman. Why? Because she was a naturalized US citizen, as she married to flight instructor Jean-Pierre Harrison. That's why she is known as Indian American woman. If we talk about her studies, she did Bachelor of Science degree in Aeronautical Engineering, and that too against her father, means with a great opposition from her father. Then she went for a master's degree to the United States of America. She later earned her PhD in aerospace engineering. If we talk about selection by NASA, then she got selected by NASA in 1994 for training as an astronaut. Number 5. First space mission. Her first space mission in the space shuttle Columbia was 15 days, 16 hours and 34 minutes long. It means it was approximately 16 days long. A news made everyone shocked and disbelief. Why? Because all of a sudden on the Saturday night, when the news about the Columbia disaster came to them, or the people of India, they got the news about the space shuttle, then everyone got shocked, and that was the news of disbelief. The words of a journalist. There was a famous journalist who wrote about her that she was a heroine. It takes enormous ability to become an astronaut. You need to know a lot about everything from biology to astrophysics to aeronautical engineering. In this age of super specialization, you must have encyclopedic knowledge to be an astronaut. Her achievement is awe-inspiring. And then message from Kalpana. Kalpana actually gave a message from space shuttle to the students of Chandigarh that the path from dreams to success does exist. May you have the vision to find it, the courage to get onto it. Wishing you a great journey. Her positive words actually inspired the students all over world. Now, students, we are going to do book exercise. In this, B question is, read the newspaper report to find the following facts about the Columbia's ill-fated voyage. Now, as you don't have books with you, so I'll read out the newspaper report, then we will solve the exercise. A news report. Tragedy in space. US space shuttle Columbia breaks into flames. So this was the highlight of the news report which was given at that time. In an unprecedented space tragedy, US space shuttle Columbia American astronaut Kalpana Chawla and 6 others, it means there were 7 crew members, broke apart in flames as it streaked over Texas towards its landing strip on Saturday 1st February 2003, killing all 7 on board. The shuttle lost contact with NASA at about 9 am as it came in for landing. It was flying at an altitude over 2 lakh feet and traveling at over 20,000 kilometers per hour when ground control lost contact with the shuttle. Columbia had lifted off. Off is used for separation, as I told you earlier also in your video 1, lecture 1, on 16 January 2003 from the Kennedy Space Center, Florida. It had stayed in orbit for 16 days and the 7-member crew conducted 80 experiments before it began its downwards journey, which ended in tragedy. This was Columbia's 28th space flight and the shuttle was said to be good for 100 flights. Now, students, you can imagine that the space shuttle, which was good enough for 100 flights, and it was taking its 28th flight, in which Kalpana was there, it turned into flames actually. So, when the news was given to the people, there was disbelief and the people could not believe on this news. So this was the news report which was published after that incident or after that tragedy. Now we are going to solve the questions based on this news report. Number 1, date and place of lift off. So date is 16 January 2003 and the place is Columbia. I repeat, date and place of lift off of the shuttle was 16 January 2003 and the place was Columbia. Number 2, number of astronauts on board. Number of astronauts on board were 7. Including Kalpana Chawla, there were 7 members on board. Number of days it stayed in space. Its answer, Number of days it stayed in space were approximately 16 days. Number 4. Number of experiments done by scientists. Its answer: there were 80 experiments which were being performed by the scientists on space. Date of return journey. The date on which all the members were about to return was 1st February 2003. Number 6. Height at which it lost its contact. Answer: height at which it lost its contact was 2 lakh feet. Now we are going to do the exercise working with language. B exercise. Use these phrases in sentences of your own after finding out their meanings. Let's do it. Number 1. Broke apart. Its meaning: separated. So here I will not frame sentences for you. You are supposed to frame sentences yourself using the words which are in black ink. For example, you are supposed to frame a sentence using broke apart, which has meaning separated. Number 2. Streaked over. Its meaning: left a thin line or work. Number 3. Spread across. It means became widely known. Number 4. Lifted off. It means rose. Rose is second form of rise. As lifted is second form of lift, in the same way rose is second form of rise. Number 5. Blast off means take off noisily. Number 6. Went on, which means continued. Number 7. Cheered along, which means encouraged. Number 8. On board, which means inside the plane. Number 9. Carry on, which means continue. Now we are going to do C exercise. The question is, we add un to make opposites. For example, true, its opposite is untrue. So for making the opposite of true, we just added un just before true. Add un to the words below to make their opposites. Then look up the meanings of the words you have formed in the dictionary. Let's do it. Identified. Now, in order to make its opposite, we are supposed to add un in the beginning of identified or before identified. Then it will become unidentified, that is opposite of identified. Number 2. Controlled. That means uncontrolled. Number 3. Attended. Its opposite is unattended. Number 4. Successful. Its antonym is unsuccessful. Antonym is opposite word. Number 5. Important. Its opposite unimportant. Number 6. Educated. Similarly, its antonym is uneducated. So we are adding un before the word to make its opposite. Number 7. Interesting. Its opposite, uninteresting. Number 8. Qualified. Its opposite is unqualified. Number 9. Trained. Its opposite is untrained. Number 10. Answerable. Its opposite, unanswerable. So in all these words, we just added un before the word to make its opposite. Now, we are going to do previous homework discussion. The homework which I assigned you in the previous class, and there were 4 questions in all. Question number 3. How did she become an astronaut? What gave her the idea that she could be an astronaut? Its answer is, after qualifying as a pilot, Kalpana began to consider another challenge, and that challenge was applying to NASA's space shuttle program. She was first hired as a research scientist at NASA. In 1994, she was selected by NASA for training as an astronaut, came from her desire to follow her dreams. I repeat, after qualifying as a pilot, Kalpana began to consider another challenge. And there was another challenge in her life, which was applying to NASA's space shuttle program. She was first hired as a research scientist at NASA. Then in 1994, she was selected by NASA for training as an astronaut. Came from a desire to follow her dreams. Question number 4. What abilities must an astronaut have according to the journalist? You might have remembered that there was a journalist who wrote about Kalpana Chawla, and we need to write from there only that according to journalist, what abilities one must have to become an astronaut. Now, let's see its answer. According to the journalist, to be an astronaut, one should have enormous ability. An astronaut must know a lot about everything, from biology to astrophysics to aeronautical engineering. In this age of super specialization, you must have encyclopedic knowledge to be an astronaut. So these were the wordings of journalist. I repeat this answer. According to the journalist, to be an astronaut, one should have enormous ability. An astronaut must know a lot about everything, from biology to astrophysics to aeronautical engineering. In this age of super specialization, you must have encyclopedic knowledge to be an astronaut. Now, question number 5. Describe Kalpana Chawla's first mission in space. That when did she go and what did she do over there? Everything will be explained in this answer. Now let's see. Kalpana's first space mission was in the space shuttle Columbia. It lasted for 15 days, 16 hours and 34 minutes, means approximately 16 days. During this time, she went around the earth 252 times, traveling 10.45 kilometers. The crew means 7 members who accompanied Kalpana Chawla. The crew performed experiments such as pollinating plants to observe food growth in space and tests for making stronger metals and faster computer chips. I repeat, Kalpana's first space mission was in the space shuttle Columbia. It lasted for 15 days, 16 hours and 34 minutes. During this time, she went around the earth 252 times, traveling 10.45 million kilometers. The crew performed experiments such as pollinating plants to observe food growth in space and tests for making stronger metals and faster computer chips. Question number 6. What does Kalpana Chawla say about pursuing a dream? Means following a dream, chasing a dream. Do you agree with her that success is possible? Its answer about pursuing a dream, Kalpana said that the path from dreams to success does exist. One needs to have the vision to find it and the courage to get onto it. Yes, success is possible. Her life is an example of that. I repeat, about pursuing a dream, Kalpana said that the path from dreams to success does exist. One needs to have the vision to find it and the courage to get onto it. Yes, success is possible. Her life is an example of that. Now, it's time to assign you homework. Learn lesson 4, an Indian American woman in space, Kalpana Chawla. Now, as I know that you are going to enjoy your holidays, summer vacations actually. So, for those holidays, you'll get the homework soon. Holidays homeworks very soon you'll get it. You'll have to submit it every day. Every day in the morning you'll have to submit the homework. For example, today is Monday. For Monday's homework, you'll have to do it today only, and means on Monday only you'll have to do it, and on Tuesday by 8 a.m. means by 8 in the morning you'll have to submit it. This is my request. Please do your homework regularly and mail it to your teachers regularly in neat and clean handwriting, and please do not forget to mention your name, class, section, roll number, date while mailing it to your teacher. Thank you so much.